Hi, in this video I'm going to provide you an advanced walkthrough of the symbols that we use in Quotestream. So again, if you click Tools and go to Symbol Lookup, that will bring it up. The symbol help here provides a great legend for you to use to make sure you get the right symbol. And you can search many different ways. So you might want to look for futures, and maybe we're going to look for gold. We want to try and find gold. We're going to click the name. We're looking for gold futures. We're searching United States for now, and we're going to see what comes up. And we have 53 results found. So where is that main gold quote? Well, there we have. We see that we have gold and the various monthly contracts. But we want the main contract. That's what we want. And so the way futures work is there will be the main contract, which is a / and then the two symbols. And then there's a monthly and a yearly symbol there as well. For example, I know that oil is /CL. And so if I click here and press enter, I'm going to get the oil quote. And that's showing the front month. So if you want to see the comparison, let's look up the symbol lookup. Let's go symbol /CL, enter. So here we go. So now I want to find the crude oil January 2020. I want to get the actual contract for it. There we go. And you see, so we had /CL : NMX for NYMEX is the exchange, but it's not necessarily required. Then I see the January 2020. So if we left click and drag that, we've got the same quote. That's the front month, and that's the current one going. If we wanted to see what maybe February 2020 is, we could left click, drag, and bring it over. So you see how it's structured within the future symbology. So before I continue, I'm going to just go through the various, main ways to bring up quotes. So with indexes, if you click Shift and 6, it creates that little, some people call it a hat, some people call it a carrot. But that's for the index. And then if we wanted something like the S&P 500, maybe I'll start typing SP 500. And that's because I know the symbol, right? There's many ways to get symbol. You can use, for one, the market indices tool to get various indexes. And I'll go through that in another video. Then you can use the symbol lookup. So if I click lookup, and I wanted to find out this. And so there's quite a few, because there's quite a few that have the S&P 500 in its name. And so you would search for the correct one that you wanted. So that Shift 6, and that usually followed by the symbol for the index. There's the TSX composite. Maybe you want the Dow Jones or the Russell. And so you see the exchanges here. So I've set up this one specifically. So we have the name in this column. And then we have the exchange in this column. Let's bring it a little tighter. So we got Russell, Dow Jones. It all depends on which data subscription you have and what level of, real-time or delayed or end-of-day quote you have. So if it's real-time, it's not going to show anything here. It could also show RTN, which is if you have subscription to NASDAQ Basic. If it's delayed by 15 minutes for equities and 10 minutes for futures, you'll see a little DL here. That would be next to the symbol. If it's an end of day quote, you'll see EOD. And if it's a previous day close quote, you'll see PD. So you can see there's quite a few exchanges. So if we looked at ES, that's on the CME. I'm just going to make some room here. /GC, it's on COMEX. And /Z, yeah, is CBOT with the U.S. bonds, the U.S. bond futures. Various indexes, and we also have various exchanges here. So if we wanted, say, London, we would go LN, and we would type that in. This is based on, I should point out, what I have as my preferences, my local preference, which I've mentioned in other videos, and that's in the file preferences. And whatever your country settings is set to, that's going to determine what is the main symbology. So if I change this to London right now, Great Britain, all of a sudden the :LN is no longer needed, but the :US is needed on the US stocks. If I change it to TSX Venture Regional, then Suncor no longer needs it, but the rest do. So it's really whichever one you're going to be using the most. So we got some symbology here. Again, we have, I've gone over this in other videos, but we have the consolidated quote. We have various ATSs in Canadian markets. Let's bring up a few others. So SPY, that will show the ARCA exchange, which is with New York. And we also have, say, a few of these. So that's kind of given us an idea of the symbology that is available. For currencies, you're going to want to use a $ and then the currency pair. So you can look this up in the symbol lookup. But there's always, so if we put in $ and then USD and CAD, that's going to give us the US dollar and Canadian dollar pairing. And we have the inverse for that as well, so you can flip that. So if we went $, CAD, USD, and press enter, we're going to see that. So if you could click the lookup if you wanted to search it out. And maybe we're going to go with name. We're going to look for Euro. And we're going to go Forex. And I know that these are going to want the any country. And so let's see what comes up. So we have quite a few Euro currency pairs. It's paired with all of these different currencies from around the world, with the Euro as up front. And then as we go, we'll see the reverse. There will be with the Euro as the second currency. From my understanding, the main one is usually whichever creates a positive number above 1 versus under, but it is the same. It's the same thing. One's just inverse of the other. Let's see what the Euro versus the yuan is doing. And there we go. We found our symbol. So maybe we wanted Japan versus, I think we use USD JPY for US dollars to the yen. And that's how you bring up the currency pair. And again, you can left click and hold and drag and drop and move symbols around if you want. Just kind of creating it as it goes. A little visual. You can also search for mutual funds, and let's see, let's bring up index mutual funds in the United States. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, quite a few. So let's just go with something simple here. Invesco, the S&P 500 index fund. We're going to see. So it's got the exchange NMF. And if this changes to Canada and go search. And so again, there's quite a few here. So you can see the symbology. We're just going to use these as examples. And then we see the EOD quote. And that's a nice way for you to be able to see what an end of day quote might look. And so we have this CMF there. Thanks for watching our video. Please subscribe to our channel to see more of our tutorial videos.